Jungkook sat in the back of his black Mercedes, his fingers drumming impatiently against his knee. The city lights blurred past the tinted windows, but his mind wasn't on Seoul's skyline. It was on him. Taehyung. That infuriating, arrogant thought he could control him. Who had torn up the divorce papers like they meant nothing. Jungkook's jaw tightened. Fine. If Taehyung wanted to play dirt, Jungkook would show him just how far he was willing to go. His phone vibrated. Jimin, are you sure about this? Jungkook smirked as he typed back. Jungkook, watch and learn. The car pulled up to an exclusive club, one Taehyung frequented. The bouncer barely had time to react before Jungkook was striding through the entrance, his presence commanding attention. The music pulsed around him, bodies moving in sync under dim neon lights. Jungkook ignored the gazes that followed him, heading straight for the VIP section. Taehyung was there. Reclining in a leather seat, his fingers lazily swirling the whiskey in his glass, dark eyes flickering with amusement the moment they locked onto Jungkook. He was surrounded by people, some laughing, some flirting, but the second Jungkook stepped closer, the atmosphere shifted. Interest. Curiosity. And from Taehyung? Something far more dangerous. Jungkook slid into the seat across from him, leaning back with casual arrogance. Enjoying yourself, Taehyung smirked, lifting his glass in a mock toast. I was. Jungkook's lips curled. Let's cut the bullshit, Taehyung. Taehyung tilted his head. Oh. And here I thought you came to have a drink with your husband. Jungkook clenched his jaw. We both know this marriage is a joke, Taehyung hummed. A joke you ran away from, Jungkook exhaled sharply. You refused to sign the divorce? Fine. But don't expect me to sit around and play house. Taehyung leaned forward, his voice low, intimate. And what exactly are you planning to do? Jungkook smirked, reaching into his jacket pocket. He pulled out a small flash drive and placed it on the table between them. By tomorrow morning, your company will be in my hands, Jungkook said smoothly. Every deal, every contract, mine. Unless, of course, you sign those papers. For the first time, Taehyung's smirk faltered. Jungkook leaned in, enjoying the shift in power. Your move, husband. The silence stretched between them, the tension thick enough to cut. But then, Taehyung laughed. A low, deep chuckle that sent chills down Jungkook's spine. Then, before Jungkook could react, Taehyung grabbed his wrist and yanked him forward, so suddenly that their faces were mere inches apart. You still don't get it, do you? Taehyung murmured, his breath coasting over Jungkook's lips. Jungkook swallowed hard. Let go, Taehyung smirked. You think I care about my company more than I care about you? Jungkook's breath hitched. Taehyung's grip on his wrist tightened. Burn it down. Take everything from me. But you still won't be free, Jungkook. His voice dropped to a whisper. Because I'm never letting you go. Jungkook's pulse pounded in his ears. He had walked in here thinking he held the upper hand. But Taehyung wasn't playing fair. And worse, Jungkook wasn't sure if he wanted him to. Jungkook's breath was uneven, his pulse erratic. Taehyung's grip on his wrist was firm, possessive, his dark eyes filled with something unreadable. You, Jungkook started, but his voice wavered. Taehyung tilted his head, smirking. What was that? Jungkook yanked his hand away, standing abruptly. His chair scraped against the floor, drawing attention from the nearby VIP tables, but he didn't care. He needed space. Taehyung, however, remained calm. He swirled his whiskey lazily before taking a sip, watching Jungkook with amusement. "You always run," Taehyung murmured. "It's a habit of yours, isn't it?" Jungkook clenched his fists. "And you always trap me," Taehyung smirked, unfazed. "Because you're mine." Jungkook exhaled sharply, forcing himself to stay composed. "You don't own me, Taehyung," Taehyung hummed. No, he leaned back against the leather couch, his gaze never leaving Jungkook's. "Then why are you still here?" Jungkook scoffed. To end this, Taehyung's expression darkened slightly, but he masked it quickly. "You talk about endings, but what about beginnings?" Jungkook's eyes narrowed. "What are you?" Taehyung stood up suddenly, stepping into Jungkook's space. The scent of whiskey and expensive cologne clung to him, suffocatingly familiar. "Tell me," Taehyung whispered, his voice dangerously low. "What did you really feel when I tore up those divorce papers?" Jungkook's breath hitched. His first instinct was to say nothing, but that would be a lie. Because when Taehyung had ripped those papers apart, something inside Jungkook had twisted. Not just in anger, not just in frustration, but in something dangerously close to relief. And he hated himself for it. Jungkook's jaw clenched. "You think you can manipulate me, but I see through you." His voice was cold, but his hands trembled slightly. "You don't love me, Taehyung. You just hate losing." Taehyung's smirk faltered for the briefest second. Jungkook took that as his chance to step back, creating distance. "This is the last time I'll stay it. Sign the divorce papers, or I'll destroy you." Taehyung studied him in silence before exhaling softly. Then, to Jungkook's utter frustration, he smirked. "You've already destroyed me once, Jungkook," Taehyung murmured. "Do it again, if you can." Jungkook's chest ached, but he ignored it. Without another word, he turned and walked away. This time, Taehyung didn't stop him. But the war between them had only just begun. Jungkook slammed his apartment door shut, his breathing uneven. The city lights outside cast long shadows across his sleek living room, but his mind was a chaotic mess. Taehyung. His arrogance. His control. His refusal to let go. Jungkook ran a hand through his hair, frustration bubbling beneath his skin. Why does he always do this? Why does he make everything feel so? His phone buzzed. Jimin. Jungkook sighed before answering. "What?" Jimin clicked his tongue. "That bad?" Jungkook groaned, collapsing onto his couch. "He's impossible. I threatened to take everything from him, and you know what he said." Jimin hummed. "Something dramatic." Jungkook mocked Taehyung's deep voice. "You've already destroyed me once, Jungkook. Do it again if you can." Jimin choked. "That's annoying," Jungkook interrupted. Jimin snorted. "No, that's a man who is not letting you go." Jungkook shut his eyes, pressing his fingers against his temple. "I don't want to think about him anymore." Jimin was quiet for a second. Then, carefully, he asked, "Are you sure?" Jungkook's eyes snapped open. "What the hell does that mean?" Jimin sighed. "Jungkook, if you really, truly wanted to be done with him, you would have walked away years ago. But you came back, and you're still fighting him like it's a game." Jungkook's stomach twisted. "It's not a game," Jimin hummed. "Then why does it feel like neither of you actually want to win?" Jungkook had no answer to that. Kim Corporation. The next morning, Taehyung leaned back in his chair, watching the stock reports on his tablet. Jungkook had followed through on his threat. His company's shares were fluctuating, deals being reevaluated. It was an attack. A warning. Taehyung smirked. As expected. Namjoon entered his office, arms crossed. "You're letting him do this?" Taehyung sipped his coffee. "I'm letting him think he's winning," Namjoon sighed. "You really won't let him go?" Taehyung's fingers tightened around his cup. "No," Namjoon shook his head. "And what if he actually leaves?" Taehyung's jaw ticked. "Then I'll bring him back." Namjoon studied him for a long moment before sighing. "You really are insane," Taehyung smiled. "Only when it comes to him." He picked up his phone, opening a private chat. "Taehyung, are you done playing, or should I start playing too?" Seconds later, a reply came. "Jungkook, you don't scare me." Taehyung smirked, typing back. "Taehyung, liar." Jungkook tossed his phone onto the bed, staring at the message from Taehyung. "Liar." His fingers twitched. He hated how Taehyung knew exactly how to get under his skin, how to push, pull, and manipulate until Jungkook felt like he was losing control. But not this time. If Taehyung thought Jungkook would just sit back and let himself be played, he was dead wrong. Jungkook grabbed his phone again and quickly dialed. "Taehyung," he said the moment the call connected. "I want to accelerate the deal." Taehyung's voice was calm but firm. "Are you sure? This will hit Taehyung's company hard." Jungkook clenched his jaw. "That's the point." There was a pause. Then Taehyung sighed. "All right. I'll handle it." Jungkook ended the call and let out a slow breath. This wasn't just about business anymore. It was about winning. Kim Corporation, Taehyung's office. Taehyung stared at the news notification flashing across his tablet. Breaking, major investment shift. GN Jungkook withdraws funding from Kim Corporation. The board members were already in a frenzy. Investors were calling. Jungkook wasn't holding back. Taehyung smirked. "Good." His office door swung open. "What the hell is this?" Namjoon asked, throwing a report onto Taehyung's desk. Taehyung leaned back in his chair. "Jungkook's latest move." Namjoon ran a hand through his hair. "He's going all out." "Are you really not going to stop this?" Taehyung chuckled, picking up his phone. "Stop it?" "No, Hyung." His fingers hovered over Jungkook's contact. "I'm about to make it worse." Jungkook's apartment. That night Jungkook was pouring himself a drink when the doorbell rang. He frowned. It was late. Who the hell? His phone vibrated. A message from Taehyung. "Taehyung, open the door." Jungkook's heart skipped. He shouldn't open it. He should ignore it, walk away, but he didn't. The moment Jungkook unlocked the door, Taehyung stepped inside, eyes dark and unreadable. They stared at each other, tension crackling in the air. Then, Taehyung smirked. "You wanted a war?" His voice was low, dangerous. He stepped closer, their bodies almost touching. "Congratulations, Jungkook. You just got one."